Hi, I'm Nancy O'Neill. Today on Suncoast FYI, we talk to artist and teacher Melanie Van Houten from Creative Cove Studio, fundraising co-chair Elana Uttaro, and grant chairman Sandy Lange of the Sarasota County Aging Network, and executive artistic director Murray Chase from the Venice Theater. All next on Suncoast FYI. Our first guest this week is artist and teacher Melanie Van Houten from Melanie April Art and Creative Cove Studio. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So let's start. Tell us about your studio and what do you do there?
Well, it is my favorite place in Sarasota.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. It's just really an environment that's happy, it's full of light, full of color, full of art. Mm-hmm. I wanted it to be a place that inspires people to create, and it's just very welcoming.
Okay, where is it, Melanie?
It's about a mile south of Stickney Point Road.
And what's the address?
7650 South Tamiami Trail.
Okay, and is it a standalone studio, or do you have other artists in there with you that you work with?
It's in a strip mall, so there are actually another couple of artists in the mall with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what led you to teach art? Obviously you love it, but what led you to this event in your life that you're doing now?
Well, I teach adults,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like creativity is such a huge part of our lives that sometimes we don't give time to, or we don't know how to get started. So I'm really passionate about giving people something simple, something easy. They can come, they don't have to bring anything, just show up. And after 2 hours, they're amazed by what they create. Oftentimes, I have people say, you know, I don't do this is not my thing, I can't draw a stick figure.
Yeah.
But then when they finish, they're amazed. They go home and I hear back, I can't stop.
Aww.
So, and it really opens up every area of your life to more creativity. When you tap into one thing, it just kind of blossoms.
So what do you have somebody start with when they come into your studio?
So I teach watercolor, I teach acrylic, so they're really simple projects. We paint mermaids, we paint palm trees, whatever it may be. I do a lot of theming.
Okay, so they're on canvas or?
So watercolors on paper, acrylic we do on canvas.
Okay.
So it really depends on the medium that I'm teaching as to the size and the project.
And you did that lovely little necklace.
Yes,
that you
so
wear.
this is a super tiny one.
Do you teach that in class as well?
I have not taught this yet. I find
beautiful.
that actually painting really small is more difficult than painting something really
It's
big.
true. Yeah,
So.
I agree. So what inspires you to paint? I mean, how do you start a painting, and what's your inspiration?
Well, watercolor is my main medium that I paint in, and a lot of the times just walking around nature, life, something catches my eye, and I'm always thinking to myself, how could I paint that? So a lot of my inspiration just comes from life, and what inspires me, what catches my eye, and I'm very drawn to color. So just color alone, I can take a color palette and just see everything I can paint with it.
Okay, so if somebody comes to you for a class, they come in, and how do they know what they're going to do? Is it an assigned schedule that you have?
Yes.
So that you tell them it's going to either be watercolors or acrylics?
Exactly.
And that's how they decide?
Yes.
And how do you pick the subject matter for a beginner?
I really don't limit myself to, a mermaid may be too difficult. I take the theme. In fact, I have a mermaid class coming up. So I take the theme and I kind of whittle it down into something that I know a beginner could tackle. So in this particular project, I made the mermaid facing away, and she's diving down into the water, so we don't have to paint her face, which can be difficult.
Okay. So you've already created the painting that they're going to recreate.
Yes, exactly. And with watercolor and the acrylic, you don't have to have drawing skills. So with the watercolor, I've already drawn it for you. So you're really just learning how to paint.
Okay, and how large are your classes typically?
So usually 8 to 10 people, nice small groups where I can be sure to help when it's needed. Yeah.
And what times of days and do you hold your classes?
I usually do it during the evening on weeknights or on Saturdays during the day, because I find that, you know, it works for people with busy schedules. Sometimes an evening is better.
Sure. Now, can groups come in if you want a group of women or a professional group? I mean, how do they schedule something like that with you?
Yep, I do private groups, and it's the same process. I've had people say they wanted to paint a dinosaur. I've had whales.
Okay.
So you really can pick your theme, and I can create a project from it.
Do you have children's classes?
I do not. I do only teach adults.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So where can our viewers go to find out more about you and your art?
So you can go to melanieaprilart.com, and from there you can find my classes online. I also have art online. And my art is also in a local gallery in St. Pete called Strands of Sunshine.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it's a nice, wonderful little place.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
meeting you.
You too. Thank you.
Coming up next on Suncoast FYI, we talk to the Sarasota County Aging Network regarding an upcoming fundraising event. So please stay with us. Our next guests are Elana Uttaro, co-chair, and grant chairman Sandy Lange, the fundraising co-chair for SCAN, the Sarasota County Aging Network. Welcome to the show, ladies. Welcome back. Nice to see you again. So please tell our viewers what SCAN stands for.
SCAN is Sarasota County Aging Network.
Okay.
We've been a nonprofit organization made up of businesses and individuals for over 34 years.
Right here in Sarasota.
Right here in Sarasota. Approximately 200 members. We have regular monthly meetings fourth Thursday of every month between 8 o'clock to 9:30 at Health South on Bee Ridge, on the east side of Bee Ridge and 75, excuse me.
Okay.
Public is welcome. There's a variety of people that all want to deal with the problem and helping other nonprofits that take care of seniors in our community.
And how many are there? There's quite a number of groups in Sarasota.
Well, this one is, I think, pulls in from a lot of others that, you know, we have other networking groups or other kinds of
come in and join you.
They come join too and bring their expertise and their abilities to help in other ways.
And you need
too.
it. I mean, there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. Now, who's going to tell us about your upcoming fundraising event?
Elana.
Okay.
So, we are doing, by popular demand, the best of the ALF, a culinary extravaganza. It's going to be August 30th at the Shriners on North Beneva.
Yep.
And so what it is, it's an event. We have come together with 16 local assisted living communities here in Sarasota, and we are doing a culinary showdown. So we are going to have 4 categories, which is going to be hot appetizer, cold appetizer, pasta, and dessert. And they are bringing their best. And we're going to have 4 celebrity local chef judges judge in each category and name the best.
And who are they?
So we have Chef Paul Madison from the Madison Restaurants, George Armstrong from the Rosemary and Thyme Restaurant. We have Christian Hirschman, cocktail historian, and then we have director and dean of Kaiser Culinary Institute, Michael Mensch.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite an impressive group of judges.
Oh yeah,
It's
we're
amazing.
excited. We're so excited. Lots of great food. So it's $20 to get in, and that gives you the opportunity to mingle with the celebrity chef judges, mingle with local assisted living communities, and taste some really tasty bites.
So last time you were here, we talked about that a little bit, and I was a little bit confused because I thought it was the members of the communities that were doing the cooking, but it's not. It's their chefs. It's their staffs from each one of the residential communities.
Correct. That is correct.
It's their head chef showing, sort of trying to show off to the others who's better than the other.
Okay.
And that's where the celebrity judges come in and judge for taste and presentation. And it's lovely. We're open to the public is welcome.
Yeah,
$20.
that's
It's a great meal.
It sounds like
It's
it.
fantastic.
So in addition to having not only the cook-off and the chefs there'll be representatives from each one of the assisted
Sure.
living facilities
Absolutely.
to chat with guests about what their community offers.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Which, when you think of it, is a great thing, because there may be people that don't want to just visit a community for their mom or aunt all by themselves. They can kind of walk around and talk to the different people, get some literature from them, and the
Right.
marketing people, find out a little bit.
Yep.
It's a great evening way of socializing without them feeling obligated in any way.
Well, not only are there going to be communities that are highlighting their communities, we actually have come together with outside vendors as well. So anybody that's coming, out from the outside that wants to come in and talk about or see different things, maybe in Sarasota, investment groups are coming, and different organizations are coming to really highlight their businesses as well, to kind of put the community together.
Okay.
So it's a great way too to come and mingle with other people that maybe you needed to find out some more information
So
about.
now it starts at 7.
So no, it's from 4:30 to 7.
4:30 to
Correct.
7. Okay. And the chefs, everything will be prepared at 4:30, or will the cooking go on while
So
people
there's
are
going to be
mingling?
some live. There's going to be some live demos. There's going to be some, depending. I think it's going to be on the dish. So some things are going to be pre-made. Some things are going to be, kind of right there, showing, highlighting, demoing some of their items as well. So.
And where do the proceeds go?
Proceeds go to our grant program. We've, in the over 30 years that SCAN has been an organization, we've given out in grants to other nonprofits that only represent seniors in Sarasota County.
Wonderful.
Such as, and we've done over 100,000, and
That's
the
amazing.
most recent Meals on Wheels. We do Jefferson Center, the food, All Face Food Bank. Many organizations that need just a little bit of extra help,
Yeah.
and here we're raising money to help them.
It's nice that you're here to do that.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, how can other local businesses get involved if they'd like to? Where can they find out more information?
They should definitely, website, Sarasota County Aging Network. Anybody is welcome to any of our meetings on that fourth Thursday of every month at Health South, 8 a.m.
Okay. And what do you do at these meetings?
At the meetings, we always have a speaker,
Yeah.
a physician, a guardian, elder attorney, lawyer, someone that is of interest to the majority of those there, physical therapists, those things that we can all learn from. So we always have a speaker, and then we mingle and we have a self-introduction that we stand up and talk about our own businesses or what we do in the community, and a light breakfast as well.
Lovely.
Yes.
Lovely. And that's free and open to the public?
Free.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, ladies, for both being here and doing something so important
Thank
for
you.
our community.
Thank
Appreciate
you for
it.
having us.
Yes.
Coming up next on Suncoast FYI, we find out what's in store this season at the Venice Theater, so please stay with us. Our next guest is Murray Chase, the Executive and Artistic Director from the Venice Theater. Welcome to the show. Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Nancy.
Now, I understand that you've been there for over 20 years.
22, as a matter of fact.
So tell us about all the changes. Tell us how it started and how it grew to where it is now.
Venice Theater was actually founded in 1950. It's the second oldest theater in the entire cultural coast, as a matter of fact. And housed in a Quonset hut at Venice Airport for 22 years, moved into our current location 45 years ago. So we're 67 years old.
Oh my gosh.
As I said, I've been there 22 years, and as Venice has grown, so has the theater. It was, when I got there, Venice Little Theater. So we have not only changed our name, but we've increased in size by a factor of 7. And we offer more than 500 performances a year with more than 100,000 audience members.
That's amazing. And what is the seating capacity?
The main stage,
Yeah.
the main theater is 432, but we have a black box as well, 90.
And what goes on in there?
A constant season, about 10 shows. of all sorts, anything from youth productions to cutting edge new plays, contemporary stuff, classical Shakespeare stuff, as well as an entire cabaret festival in the summertime, 8 weeks of cabaret festival.
Wow. So it's 365 days, or you take
Pretty
Christmas off?
Well, we take Christmas Day off.
Okay.
And New Year's Day after we've had a New Year's Eve show. But the days off in the theater isn't performing is pretty rare.
Okay. Well, with so much going on all the time, is there a downtime? What do you do? How do you change out the sets and things for new shows coming in?
Well, there is rotation. It's a very short rotation, and usually one theater is running at least while the other is being refurbished for the next. But we'll have about a week, a lot of times, in between productions. So everything is pre-built in our other building on property, moved over in that week and planned, and it just moves very, very quickly. Meanwhile, of course, we're rehearsing 3, 4, 5 shows at a time, as well as classes, as well as outreach projects, as well as planning for with groups such as Boys and Girls Club of America, and so forth.
So with all of that going on,
Sure.
how do you take care of it all?
We have a terrific staff.
Okay.
We've also got the largest volunteer force of any community theater anywhere in the world. The level of volunteerism, as you probably know, in Sarasota County is extremely high.
Yes.
And to have that and the intelligence that so many of our retirees bring, as well as the energy of the young people, makes for a fascinating synergy when it comes to community theater. I've had people visit our theater for a variety of shows or festival and so forth, and just look at me and say, I am green with envy with your volunteer force, because there was someone to take care of every need they had.
Wow.
And knew enough to take care of it and how to do so.
And how do you find those wonderful volunteers?
Well, first off, it's word of mouth.
Yes.
Is our biggest recruitment tool. A friend tells a friend tells a friend. But if people don't have a friend, just go to our website, VeniceStage.com, and how to become involved is right there on the website.
Okay, so now with a new season coming,
Sure.
what do we have to look forward to 2017, 2018?
Oh my
going
gosh, the
forward?
greatest variety in Sarasota County. This is the only theater in town where you can actually see a production of Stuart Little, the family musical, opposite Debbie Does Dallas in the other theater.
God. Oh
The
my.
variety will astound you, and it never stops
So
throughout
you
the
have
year.
something for everybody.
Something for everybody, and a fair amount for everybody, and something that will probably turn off someone at every juncture. But we realize that. That's what makes our country great, I think, is a variety of what we enjoy. So yes, it's the most eclectic season you can imagine. Again, the website's got all that information.
Okay.
We finish up the year, as I'm sure you've probably heard, with the World Fest, our
Yes, that's what I was just going to
international
ask you
festival.
about that.
Thank
What
you.
is that?
It is our third time to host it. It is America's international community theater festival. We will have, and we're the only theater to have ever hosted it more than once. That we've been invited. We're pretty much the de facto permanent host across the U.S.
Probably has something to do with you.
Well, it has to do with the theater being terrific, a great volunteer force, and also it being a resort town where people from around the world want to come.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy to get people to want to come perform when they can hang out at the beach during their off day,
Right.
or run to Disney and so forth. But we'll have 15, 16 groups performing. We'll have audience members from 44 states. We hope for more than that, but we know of 44.
Okay.
And representatives just coming to watch from 20 countries. This happens for a week in June, and it is one of the most exciting things. I tell people that it is the thing you will talk about for years to come.
Okay.
Jay Handelman from the Herald Tribune wrote, I think after the first one, he told me, he said, if I known it was going to be this good, I would have written about it the way I'm going to write about it next time.
Oh my gosh.
And
Oh
he
my
has been a
gosh.
big fan of that for the last several years.
So can our viewers go and purchase tickets for that now, or
Yes.
they can?
They can
so
register
should get
now.
them. Okay.
That gets you entrance to all of the shows. Individual show tickets will go on sale in February or March, but you can secure your seats right now in both theaters.
Okay.
And so we'll have 15 to 16 shows from around the world, 12 in the main stage, 3 to 4 in the Pinkerton Theater, their smaller space.
All right.
And it's variety ranging as far from Nepal and Zimbabwe as Tacoma, Washington.
Okay. Great.
And American shows in 4 languages, and Russian shows with no words being spoken. It's an amazing venture.
Well, thank you, and obviously with you at the helm, it's been very successful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being here.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Suncoast FYI. We will return after a short break. Coming up this week on the Suncoast, comedian Basil will be performing at McCurdy's Comedy Theater through August 20th. Pilgrims at the Urbanite Theater will have performances through September 10th. From August 12th through September 10th, Selby Gardens will be hosting the 37th annual Juried Photographic Exposition at the Payne Mansion. The Allegro Music Academy will have weekend etiquette classes for kids starting this Saturday at 10:30 a.m. If you would like to promote your community event on Suncoast FYI, we would love to hear from you. Just call us at 941-361-4639. To view previous episodes, go to snntv.com under Programming. I'm Nancy O'Neill, and I'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.